can be the better position that can be held by United Nations in making countries strictly follow the climate agreements.
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay, firstly, hello everybody and happy Earth Day, and I'll just jump right into the topic. So what exactly is the UNEP? The UNEP is a program that's obviously run by the UN, and it's a global authority that sets the environmental agenda, dimension, and also caters to ensuring that there is a dimension of sustainable development which is implemented within the UN. So it sets different goals. It was set up in the 1970s, and that's a little bit of history on the UNEP. It has had considerable success in the past, despite what the question claims. For instance, a great success of it is the Montreal Protocol. We all know that the ozone hole was rapidly depleting because of the unwarranted use of CFCs. But by introducing such reforms and banning CFCs over time, there has been a gradual the ozone layer is coming back. It has been regenerating, and that is a great success of the UNEP, and we should give it credit. A little bit more about the UNEP. It's actually run by donations that different countries give, so it doesn't really have that much political clout as other UN programs, but it is something. People do know about it, people do give it importance, and that's great. But where does it fail? The UNEP firstly fails within the UN itself. The UNEP is supposed to ensure sustainable goals among different organizations within the UN. But then you have organizations such as the FAO, the WHO, who go about their own goals and their own rules, not giving much importance to the UNEP. So this kind of, reduces the impact it has, and that is a negative factor. Another highlight that many people have come to bring about, and as included in the question as well, is the role of, say, the Paris Accord. Sensitize people about climate change and what it really is. So perhaps in the future, when people really give that much importance about climate change, they will elect a leader who also believes in it, and hence actions like what just happened with Trump won't happen again. Well, adding on to that, the future might look bleak. Climate change is still a thing, and temperatures are still rising. But one thing that it has succeeded in doing is putting climate change on the map. People give it importance. Governments are caring about it. When they introduce new policies, they are caring about climate change and keeping it as a factor in their mind. That is something the UNEP has succeeded with. And another point that I would like to add is that something like climate change, we are limited by the technologies of our time. For instance, in the 1850s or in the 1750s, when Britain was undergoing their industrial revolution, they didn't care about climate change. They did what they had to burn to achieve what they had to do. But now, when technologies such as solar panels and windmills are being introduced, it is possible to mitigate the issues of climate change. And I think with this present technology that we have, we can do a whole lot more when it comes to climate change, and that is exactly what the UNEP is doing. As to address the failure of the Paris Accord and why countries, whether what the goals are and what the countries are doing, there's a lot of mismatch. Ultimately, what the Paris Accord does is it sets ambition. For instance, when you write an exam, you want to get 100 on 100, you target that, but you might not. If you do, well and great. But that's a similar way as to what the Paris Accord does. It aims, it builds ambition with time. Maybe it's not really unrealistic, but it's just something that the countries should work towards. And I think that's something that has played a role, albeit results not showing. And another thing when it comes to stuff like climate change and the importance of UNEP, programs like these give countries soft power, they give it political clout. Another, I will be going back to my Trump example. Many people, what they feared or what they said when Trump decided to pull out America from the Paris Accord is that America is no more considered to be a global leader. So the success of the UNEP and other programs like that, programs that don't have immediate change, like it's not going to make a country richer or it's not going to make all the water clean. It's something that takes a long time and long effort that countries need to put in. And such change can only be done when people are sensitized. People know what climate change is, people give it the importance it's due, and they elect leaders that do the same. For instance, something like this whole coronavirus situation, which has been highlighted before, like in cities like Jalandhar, where the mountain range was visible due to low air pollution and things like that, it's definitely going to play a huge role in electing leaders who are sensitized to climate change. and that will go a long way in making accords like the Paris Treaty and things like that be successful. And those are my concluding remarks.